Okay, this is my new video series where I review games. I give walkthroughs and I, provide news and updates about the industry and things going on. Today I thought I'd start with a review of a game that it's pretty recent on my mind. It's Pokemon White and Black. I have White version, so I'm mostly going to be focusing on that. Okay, the first thing I thought I'd focus on is the gameplay elements of White version. It mostly works the same way as previous generations, but it's added a couple of things. First off, the battles are much more intense. They get faster, just a little bit, but they get faster as time goes on, which I thought was pretty cool. Another thing that's new is they have a new experience system. And unlike the previous generations where every Pokemon that you battle gave you a set amount of experience, this one, the higher level you are than the Pokemon, the lower experience it gives you. And the lower level you are than the Pokemon you're fighting against, the higher experience this gives you. Now, there are pros and cons about this. The pros being that you can really get Pokemon who are kind of lower than your other ones. You can really make them gain experience and level up really fast. But one of the cons is that grinding is very hard and very tedious to do, and I'm one of those people who just grinds all the time, so it's kind of tedious, so I had to kind of change the way I played. But it's pretty interesting, and after a while I did get used to it, and it was pretty cool. But I'm glad it's very impressive that they tried to maybe change things around a bit with that. Now, while all of these things are kind of new, mostly the basis of the gameplay, which is catch Pokemon, fight gym leaders, get to Elite Four, beat the Elite Four, and you're done. That's still in the game, which I guess that it's good that they're sticking to what made Pokemon great, but I would have liked to see maybe them change around a bit. So overall, I'd probably give the gameplay an 8 out of 10. An 8 just because, it's still Pokemon. Pokemon is still a fun game. But I'd take 2 away from it, and it's not a perfect 10 because it just doesn't really add anything new except for maybe a revamped experience system and a couple of new additions to the storyline. That's about it. But, Okay, the next thing I'm going to be covering is the graphics of the game, and I have to say that in environments and stuff like that, there isn't much of an improvement over Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It's just kind of an improved version of it, like Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum 2.0. Now, in Pokemon battles, they've really improved on that. The Pokemon are now animated, which is great. The moves that they use, a lot of them are just plain cool and they're enjoyable to use just because you can look at it and be like, hey, that's a really cool move. Now, if it's not a Pokemon game, you can't review the graphics without talking about the actual Pokemon and how they look. Some of the Pokemon are awesome looking. Just, they're really good and they really do Pokemon justice. But some of them, and by some I mean most of them, are really, really retarded looking. Like Down syndrome kid retarded. No insult to Down syndrome kids, but still. And Nintendo has just been getting downhill in terms of their Pokemon designs, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're running out of things to base them on. I don't know. Now, while the battle scenes and some of the Pokemon do look cool, again, the environments themselves are not that impressive, which is why I have to mention that when they announced Pokemon Black and White, they announced 3DS, that they were going to make a 3DS sometime around that time, or at least I read both of them around the same time. And I was really wanting Black and White to be on the 3DS, if you're wondering why, and why would I want to pay $250 for a Pokemon game and a 3DS? Yeah, it's money. It's money efficient, but what I wanted was, if you look at the 3DS, a lot of its games are 3D, and I don't mean that in a pops out of you sort of way. I mean in 3D graphics, like Zelda, Star Fox 64, Kid Icarus, all those. They're in 3D graphics. Now, it doesn't have to be in 3D pop-up, but I would like to see Pokemon in a 3D world. And it's not like it's... And I mean, people may go, well, you know, it's probably impossible to make Pokemon into a 3D game. Well, that's probably what people said about Zelda before they made Ocarina of Time. It's probably what people said about Mario before they made Mario 64. But I just want to see how they would do. Now, another thing I hope for is in a Pokemon MMORPG, but I know that's probably not going to happen. It's just a dream I have. But okay, so overall in graphics, I give it a 8 out of 10 again. 8 because of the innovations in battle sequences and the animated Pokemon are really cool, and some of the environments are impressive. But I take away 2 because the Pokemon are just retarded looking. Actually, I think an 8 out of 10 is very generous, but I'm still going to give it that. And they just don't add much to the environments, like buildings and things. It's just, there's not much, wow, this is a lot better than Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Oh, wow. Because there's not much. So 8 out of 10 on graphics. Now, next and final thing that I'm going to go on is sound. Sound counts sound effects and music. Now, starting with music, I have to say that it's the same as all the other Pokemon games. It gets repetitive fast. You know, the wild Pokemon, you go against them and you have the same music every time. It only changes with certain Pokemon or certain instances. Same thing for trainer battles. Now, gym leader battles and Elite Four battles are epic music, great music, but the thing is, there's only 8 gym leaders and 4 Elite Four plus N and plus. I'm not gonna spoil that for you. Well, it's just that's the exact same as it was in all the previous generations. And there is new music. And side note here, has anybody heard? Leave in the comments below. I don't care. But what's your opinion on the new theme song by Presidents of the United States of America? I'll try to put a link below to a YouTube video or whatever that's going to have it, and try to put on your comments or whatever. Just see what's your thoughts on it. My thoughts is that it's not as good as any of the other Pokemon themes, but I mean it's still pretty good. I mean it's not awful. They could have made it a lot worse, but now in terms of sound effects, with the Pokemon sounds, the sounds that they make, it's kind of like, hey, look, this wind chime is better than this wind chime. They kind of make da-da-da-da noises, which has been like that since Pokemon first came out back in 97 or 95. 95. I think it's 95. I'm stupid if it isn't. You can call me stupid if it isn't. But you know, again, the music, repetitive, and there's not just much cool music in it. So, yeah. Anyway, so I give sound, let's see here, a 7 out of 10. 7 because, yeah, the gym leader in Elite Four, it does have good music and it does have good sound effects, but they do get repetitive, which is why I take away 3. Because repetitive music and repetitive sound effects, it takes a lot away. I mean, sure, it's one aspect that's bad, but that aspect is pretty big. Everything gets repetitive in terms of music and sound. Now, overall, combining all those 3, I'd say give it an 8 out of 10. Really, probably the best Pokemon game to date. But that's saying that something is just a little bit better than everything else. It's not that much better, and it's not that much innovative. But yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, for the review. And in the future, I will be uploading videos. I told you that if you look at the beginning of the video, walkthroughs, news, updates, and reviews, which I just did one. And I'll try to keep them up at a at least a weekly basis, and I'll try that. But you know, if you see this video and you want to make a comment, leave a comment link below. If it's hate comments, awesome. I love hate comments. They're funny. If it's good comments, good. It makes me feel good about myself. Just leave a comment and tell me what you think of this series and what do you think I should do with it. So, yeah. Bye, guys.